They are nature's most feared storms in the Mid-South. A tornado can spin up in a moment and wipe out everything that you hold dear. As spring begins, our community is entering into severe weather season, and we want to make sure that you stay safe. So our climate expert, meteorologist Yasser Kishk, devoted more than 100 hours collecting and analyzing data on tornadoes in the Mid-South for a first of its kind Severe Weather Center 13 investigation.
This spreadsheet, it represents 70 years worth of tornado data organized by month and year. But there are memorable events in the data that become outliers steered by the April 2011 and 1974 super outbreaks. So I organized these averages climatologically by 30 years to give you a clear as picture possible in the trends.
In the end, these are just numbers.
This is the reality of the damage and heartache one tornado can cause here in Truman, Arkansas.
And over the last several years, it seems like the zones are shifting a little bit.
You think that's having an effect on tornadoes like this and different times of year?
I think it does have an effect on tornadoes this time of year, yeah.
Truman became ground zero for an outbreak of December tornadoes, taking the lives of 88 people across the South and Midwest and more than $3 billion in damage. After that outbreak, I wanted to find out whether our community is seeing more tornadoes, if a warming climate is changing when we get hit by tornadoes, and if they are stronger or weaker than they used to be.
The data I collected comes through a partnership with Mississippi State University and the National Weather Service. What I found? There are more tornadoes now than ever before.
Across Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, about double the rate we saw 40 years before. But that's not necessarily because the climate is warming. These numbers are changing because there's better detection, improved radar. The population has increased, meaning more reports and more things to be damaged.
So we look deeper at strong to violent tornadoes. We're talking EF2 to EF5 because tornadoes, they're rated based off of the damage they produce, and you don't need modern technology to analyze this.
What I found is since the 1980s, there are actually fewer strong tornadoes in our community, especially in the heart of severe weather season. When I break down that data by season, in spring and summer, strong tornadoes have fallen off by almost a third. The only time of year they're increasing is the fall, and there's not been much change in the wintertime. The question is, why?
One of the main ingredients of a tornado is when there's a collision of cold, dry air and warm, moist air. That's why we warn you before cold fronts come through. As the climate changes, however, there are fewer of those strong cold fronts and therefore fewer strong tornadoes hitting the Mid-South.
Fascinating data, Yasser. Now listen, friends, we want to reiterate, since we are in severe weather season, that just because there are fewer strong and violent tornadoes doesn't mean you should let your guard down.
No, it shouldn't, absolutely, because all it takes is just that one tornado. Depending on where it hits, a single storm can cause historic levels of damage, and we want you and your family to stay safe. That's why we recommend having a plan for your family for home, school, and work, and as always, to get woken up if a storm hits while it's coming through your area. One of the ways you can do that is download the Fox 13 weather app. Let me walk you through it step by step. Once you click on the Fox 13 weather app, it's going to open up. You need to click on the three little lines on the top right of your screen. That opens up the menu bar. Then you click on the gear icon. That opens up to notification settings. You want to toggle on notifications for Severe Weather Center 13. After that, go down to notification sounds and toggle that setting on. You will get a new drop-down menu. When you click on severe weather, you can choose your sound. I recommend siren. You can also customize your sound for other weather events like lightning and rain.